The online stage presents Hippolytus by Euripides, in an English version by Robert Gonzalez. Our scene is laid in ancient Greece, in Troezen, in Argolis in the Peloponnesus, southwest of Athens, across the Saronic Gulf. Before the great doors of the palace stands the statue of a goddess. She speaks.
I am Aphrodite, sea-born goddess of Cyprus. Across lands far and wide, people worship me. Those who do, I bless. Those who shun me, I destroy. Because even in the heart and mind of a goddess lives that which hungers for human praise. Hear my words and see how I will make them come to pass. Hippolytus, bastard son of Theseus and that Amazon Hippolyta, who was raised here in Troezen by saintly King Pythias. This Hippolytus, he alone, despises me. He spurns my love spells and lives without desire for women's charms. But he exalts great Apollo's virgin sister, Artemis, holds her most high of all the gods, gives her love and praise, and consecrates his worship by running incessantly with her through the wild, dark woods, with swift hounds, chasing and slaying all manner of angry beasts. I don't grudge this insolent boy his love for the virgin goddess. Why should I? Yet, since he offends me, then by my own hand his end has already begun. Listen as I tell you how. Years ago, Hippolytus journeyed from Pythias' castle here to Athens, seeking the vision of the sacred mysteries. Phaedra, his father's high-born queen, saw him then, and when she did, her heart ripped open and her loins flooded with torrents of sexual passion. This was my doing. And for him, all that long while ago, Phaedra built a shrine to me on the Acropolis, facing over the sea at Troezen here, keeping watch on her secret love's land. Then came the day when Theseus, for the crime of murdering a kinsman, fled Athens to exile himself here, bringing Phaedra with him. And now this fatally love-wounded queen, suffering silently always, slowly wastes her life away, keeping her secret so close that no one has heard or even dreamed of it. But her secret passion shall not end this way. No, I assure you Theseus will hear of it, and with a deadly curse he will slay that proud prince with the power granted him by Poseidon, his father. 3 wishes that he must fulfill. And Phaedra will regain her honor, but she will die. It must be so if I am to have my revenge on one who dishonors me. This Prince Hippolytus approaches, fresh from the chase, his fellow hunters at his heels, a loud throng pouring forth praises to the virgin goddess. So I go my way now. He has no idea that the gates of death open wide for him, and that this will be the last he sees of daylight.
Friends, join me in praising Zeus's heaven-born daughter, our protector.
Artemis, virgin goddess, I worship and adore you.
Blessed maiden, ever pure, ever chaste, I am yours forever, daughter of Zeus and Leto. Loveliest and most powerful of goddesses, divine Artemis, Olympian, who roam your father's golden palace, may I bask in your radiance forever.
I bring you this garland wreath, my queen, from a virgin green meadow where no shepherd has ever grazed his flock, a meadow never touched by cutting blade. No worldly man may pluck its smallest leaf, only one whose heart is pure. So, dear lady, receive this coronal for your golden tresses from the hand of him that worships you. I alone of all mortals have this privilege. I spend my days with you, speak with you, I hear your voice, though I can never see your face. Blessed goddess, grant me this. Let me end my life's race even as I began it, pure and virtuous.
My prince, if I offered you some wise advice, would you welcome it?
Of course I would. I'd be foolish not to.
Do you know the one law that holds true throughout the world?
Tell me.
People hate arrogance.
That's right. Arrogance breeds hatred everywhere.
And don't all people value love and grace?
Yes, they value even a little when they receive it.
And what do you think of the gods? Is it the same with them?
Certainly, since we are fashioned in their image.
Why, then, are you so arrogant as not to worship?
Whom? Whom don't I worship? Tell me!
She stands right in front of you, the Cyprian queen, Aphrodite.
I worship her from a distance. I am celibate.
Nevertheless, she is powerful throughout the world, and she deserves your reverence.
Whatever gods thrive in the dark are not for me.
What the gods ask, dear boy, we humans must pay.
Each of us honors the gods of his own choice.
Well then, may the gods you choose to honor make you happy and wiser.
Men, make your way to the banquet inside. It's only right that you feast after the hunt. Then groom my horses. After I have eaten my fill, I'll yoke them to my chariot and race them. Hail, there's my worship for your dark goddess, that and no more.
O Cypris goddess, I give you proper worship. I've lived too long to mimic the pride of the young and foolish. Rather, on my knees I pray to you. If this youth's rash folly offends you, forgive him. Turn a deaf ear. Immortals should be wiser than mortals.
There is a cliff dripping water, whose source, men say, is the great ocean. A flowing stream pours over its beetling edge, where women gather to dip their pitchers. There, I found a friend who soaked her bright-colored clothes and warmed them in the noonday sun. She told me news of our mistress, Queen Phaedra. She suffers, languishing in her sickbed, keeps indoors, shading her raven locks with fine spun cloths. For 3 days now she eats no food, afflicted with some secret agony. She sets her life's sails toward death's harbor. Has some god, Pan or Hecate, possessed you, mistress? Have the great mother, Cybele, and her Corybantes driven you mad? Have you sinned against Artemis, failing to offer her oil and honey? Is it King Theseus, your husband? Does some other woman rule his passion, making fiery love to him in some secret bed? Or has some messenger from Crete brought news to this hospitable harbor, news so grievous that you take refuge in your bed? Woman's nature is complex and difficult. We suffer the agonizing pangs of childbirth and the delirium they bring. These tempests have howled through my own womb, but I called to heavenly Artemis, mistress of arrows, who soothes those pains, and always, gods be praised, comes to my aid.
But here is her nurse before the door, bringing our queen out of the palace into the fresh air. How ravaged her body is, wasted, her skin so pale. I long to know what has brought her to this.
Oh, how sick and sore are the days of mortals! What shall I do for you, or not do for you? Here is daylight, here is the bright sky. We've brought your sick bed outside for you. Coming outside was all you talked of, but already you're unhappy. Nothing that you have pleases you. You crave only what you don't have. Soon you will want to hurry back inside. I would rather be sick than nurse the sick. Lying sick is simple. Nursing the sick torments both the hands and heart. Mortal life is all trouble, and there is no rest from toil. If there is more to love than this life, it is shrouded in darkness. So we cling to this little patch of daylight, for it's all we know. As for the world below, all we know of that are rumors.
Lift me up a little. Hold my head higher. My arms are so weak. Hold them, girls. This headdress restricts me. Take it off. Spread my tresses over my shoulders. Let my long hair stream down.
Calm down, child. Relax. Stop thrashing about. You'll exhaust yourself. Remember, you are a queen. Bear your illness nobly, gently. All mortals suffer.
Oh, how I long to drink pure water from a dewy spring and lie under the poplar trees in the virgin meadow.
Child, what wild words are these? Can't you see these women hear you?
Take me to the mountain. I want to go to the pine wood where hounds hunt wild beasts and chase the spotted deer. In the name of all the gods, how I long to shout to those hounds and hurl a sharp javelin past my wind-blown hair.
Child, this is the fever speaking, not you. Where did this sudden passion for hunting come from? And why do you yearn for spring water when water streams down the dewy palace slope?
Mistress of the salt lake, Artemis, mistress of thundering horses. Oh, I want to ride the plains, taming Venetian colts.
More wild words. Your frenzy carries you away. First you're off to the mountains to hunt with dogs. Now you yearn to race horses. We need to bring in a prophet to uncover which of the gods drives you away from yourself, child.
What have I said? How far have I strayed from my right mind? I was mad. Some angry god got hold of me. I'm so ashamed, so miserably humiliated. Nurse, cover my face. I can't hold back my tears. Please cover me. Sanity is torture, yet madness is unbearable. Best for me to blacken my mind and die.
Here, I'm covering your face. But when will death cover this body of mine? Long life has taught me this. Love in moderation. Limit your affection. Don't let it go bone deep. The ties of love should be easy to loosen, to cast aside or tighten. It's a cruel burden to bear that anyone should suffer for two as I suffer for her. And so I say, a limit to everything. The wise will bear me out.
Nurse, we see our queen suffer, yet none of us can fathom her illness. Tell us.
I don't know, and she won't say.
Not even the cause?
Not that or anything. Not a word.
How weak and wasted her body is.
No wonder. 3 days without food.
Has she gone mad? Or does she mean to die?
I don't know, but starving will take her there.
How strange that Theseus lets her do this.
She hides her pain, pretending she is well.
Can't he see the suffering in her face?
No, as it happens, Theseus is away.
It's up to you, then, to make her reveal the cause of her sickness.
I've tried everything to no avail. Yet even now, I won't relax my efforts. All you ladies, bear witness to how faithfully I serve her in her time of need. Come, child, let's both forget what we said before. You be more gracious, smooth your furrowed brow, calm your mind. As for me, perhaps I misunderstood you before, but now let me suggest this. If you fear even to name your illness, these women will help you. If you can speak of it to men, let us bring you a doctor. But please don't just sit in silence. If I'm wrong, correct me, or if I'm right, agree. Say something. Look at me. It's no use, women. I'm as far off as before. You're as stubborn as the sea. Listen to me. If you die, you betray your sons, who will never inherit their father's house. Instead, they will be the slaves of that bastard son, puffed up with proud ambition, that the Amazon bore to Theseus. You know who I mean. Hippolytus.
Ah,
That touched a nerve, did it?
nurse, do you want to kill me? By all the gods, never speak his name again.
You see, your mind is clear. Then why won't you help your children and save your own life?
I love my children, but another fate tears at me.
You have no blood on your hands, do you?
My hands are clean. It's my heart that's stained.
Has some enemy's spell darkened your psyche?
Someone near to me destroys me against both our wills.
Theseus?
No, and may I never do him wrong.
Then what is this evil that makes you crave death?
Leave me to my sin. I don't sin against you.
Not willingly, but if I fail to save you, it's your fault.
Are you trying to force my secret from me now? Let go my hand.
No, I'll never let you go.
If you knew the truth, you would be doomed.
Nothing would be worse than losing you.
Dying with my secret will bring me honor.
Why hide what honors you?
Because shame has been the cause of it.
Reveal it then, and claim a higher honor.
By the gods, leave me alone. Let go.
Never, until you give me what I ask.
Do you really care so much? All right then, I'll give in. How can I not? I'll tell you what you want to know.
I'll be silent. Now it's your turn to speak.
Pasiphae, mother, queen of Crete, what a god-inspired passion inflamed you. So powerful, so overwhelming, so degenerate.
Yes, the story is well known. She, coupled with the Cretan bull, Poseidon's gift to your father, King Minos. The sea god drove her to it.
And you, poor sister, Ariadne, Dionysus' bride.
A sad fate indeed. But why are you calling to your relatives?
I am the third, suffering a similar fate.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
My curse comes from the far past. It is inherited. It isn't new.
Your words have not made your anguish clearer.
Oh, if only you would speak the words for me.
I can't read minds.
What do they mean who say people are in love?
Great pleasure along with great pain.
Right now I only feel great pain.
Are you in love? With whom?
His name is... I can't speak it. The son of the Amazon.
Hippolytus?
You spoke it, not me.
What can you mean, child? This will kill me. Women, this is unbearable. Unbearable. How can I bear to live any longer? I hate this day. I hate my life. Now I know that Aphrodite is more powerful than a god. She has brought Phaedra, me, and this house to ruin.
Did you hear? Did you hear the queen speak of sorrows too painful to hear? Better for me to die than know the depths of your troubles. What bitterness we mortals must hold inside us. Phaedra, your lips have unleashed your doom. With your words you have brought calamity into the daylight. What will come to pass with the passing hours? What fate will fall upon this house now? O Princess of Crete, the mighty Cypris, sea-born Aphrodite, has propelled you to an uncertain end.
Women of Troezen, you who live here on the eastern edge of Pelops' land, I have thought long and hard, during sleepless nights, how our mortal lives are brought to ruin. Not from lack of good sense, for many have that. Rather, some fall from laziness, others from putting pleasure above honour. Life is full of pleasures, long, leisurely talks, pure idleness, daydreaming. Yet some pleasures are harmless, some are deadly. When love wounded me, I considered how best to bear it. First I determined to cloak it in silence, for the tongue cannot be trusted. Then I tried to bear this madness nobly by exercising self-restraint. When both of these plans failed, when sea-born Aphrodite conquered me completely, I resolved to die, without doubt the best solution. For, just as I would not have my good deeds unknown, so I would not have a crowd witness my shameful ones. I knew that both the deed, and that even the longing for it, brings disgrace. I knew also how men despise us women. And I despise the woman who first stained her marriage bed with adultery. It began with women of noble birth, for women of lower birth will always imitate them. I also hate those women hypocrites who speak chaste words, but sin in secret. How can these women look into the faces of their husbands? How can they not be afraid that the darkness, their accomplice, and the very timbers of the house will break into speech and expose them? My friends, this is why I have resolved to die rather than bring shame to my husband and children. I want them to live in glorious Athens as free men, free to speak openly and flourish, not live cowering in the shadow of my shame.
Virtue is everywhere admired, and brings with it honor and renown.
Mistress, your last words to me, those that told me the cause of your suffering, shocked me. Yet now I realize I was being selfish, simple-minded. Perhaps second thoughts are wiser. You are in love. Is that so strange? So are many others. Do you want to die just because you love? No one can withstand it when Aphrodite floods you with passion. If you give in to it, she blesses you. But if you fight her, she takes you down. She moves through the air, through the sea, and all living beings come from her. We know that mighty Zeus lusted for Semele, and that Dawn, the goddess of glowing light, carried away Cephalus to heaven, out of love for him. These deities are not exiled, but still live in the heavens. They are content to have had love conquer them. But you won't give in? Well then, you should have been born in a different world, with different gods and nature. How many men do you think, men wise enough, see their wives unfaithful, and look the other way? How many fathers do you think help to supply their wayward sons with Aphrodite's pleasures? True, it is human wisdom to keep dishonorable deeds out of sight, but not to aim for perfection. No, if the good you've done outweighs the bad, in human terms you are lucky indeed. So enough with these wicked thoughts, this pride, this blasphemy to try to fight the gods. Accept it. A god has willed your passion.
Phaedra, she advises a quicker and easier solution to your problem. But it is you I praise, yet this praise may be more painful for you to hear.
This is just what destroys our well-ordered cities and homes. Seductive speeches, words to delight our ears. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what will preserve my honor.
Why so high and mighty? You don't need me to preach to you. You need that man. This is the time for plain talk. If this were not a matter of life or death, if you were really in control of yourself, I would never push you to do this, just for sexual pleasure. But as things stand, I'm trying to save your life. There's nothing wrong in that.
Your remedy is disgusting, shameful.
Shameful, yes, but better for you than lofty ideals. Better to consummate the deed and save your life than let honor take you to the grave.
Quiet. Urge me no more. My heart is already sharpened with desire, and if you keep insisting so eloquently, I'll give in to the very thing from which I am trying to run.
Then if you wish to run from it, hear me out. I have love medicine inside. I only just now remembered it. This will free you from your sickness without disgrace. We'll need a token from the man you love, a lock of hair, some threads from his clothes. Then I'll mix this token with a charm that will bring you relief.
This medicine, is it a potion or a salve?
Never mind that now. What matters is what it will do, not how it works.
You frighten me. I think your schemes will ruin me.
How? What exactly do you fear?
That you will tell Hippolytus.
Don't worry, child. I'll take care of everything for you. Aphrodite, Kypris, sea-born goddess, help me. As for my other plans, a word with a certain person will be enough.
Eros, desire, distilling liquid yearning on lovers' eyes, bringing sweet pleasure to souls you conquer. May you never come to me in violence, but only in harmony, for neither lightning bolts nor the shooting stars surpass the power of Aphrodite's arrows you throw. All sacrifice is useless if we fail to honor Eros, who holds the keys to Aphrodite's sweet chambers. He ruins those he visits with every kind of calamity. Iole, Princess of Oechalia, virgin, unwed, free roaming as a footloose naiad or revelling Maenad, sea-born Kypris took her from her father's home and bound her, through blood and fire, with marriage to Heracles, who sacked her city, killed her family, and took her by force. Thebes, bear witness to the ways of Kypris, how she enticed Semele, mother of Dionysus, to lust for Zeus, whose blazing lightning consumed her in his bed. The goddess of love is terrible, hovering everywhere, like a bee, always ready to sting.
Shh! Quiet, women. It's over for me.
What is it, your majesty? Why do you say that?
Quiet. Let me hear these voices within. Oh, how can I endure this?
What do you hear that makes you so afraid, that presses on your heart?
My life is done. Stand here next to this door and hear what an uproar fills the house.
You're by the door. You tell us.
It's Hippolytus, horse-loving son of the Amazon, shouting, raging at my nurse.
I hear the sound of voices, but nothing clearly. What is he saying?
Filthy peddler of vice, traitor to your master's marriage bed.
No! You are betrayed, my queen. What once was hidden is now revealed, and you are ruined, betrayed by the one closest to you.
She has destroyed me. She was trying to help heal my sickness, but her kindness was dishonorable.
What will you do? What now?
The only remedy. To die as quickly as I can.
Oh, Mother Earth! Oh, cleansing sun, what poison have I heard?
Hush, child. Someone may hear you.
I have heard horrors! Shall I hold my peace?
Yes, please. I beg you.
Get your hands off me! Let go of my clothes!
Please be silent or I shall die.
Why, if your story is so innocent...
Not for every ear.
All ears can hear a truly good tale.
Your oath, your oath. You swore your silence to me.
Silence of my tongue, but not my mind.
What will you do? Kill your own kin?
No sinners are my kin.
Show some kindness, then. We all make dreadful mistakes.
Zeus! Why did you bring these despicable creatures into the light of the sun? If to propagate the race, women are the worst way. Why couldn't we just pray to you gods? Offer you gold in the temples so you could reward us with sons? No need to bring the plague of women into our houses. Instead, a woman drains both her father and her husband of their wealth. Her father with a dowry he shells out to get rid of her. Her husband in clothes and jewelry to decorate her. That man has it easiest whose wife is a sweet nothing, but I detest the clever ones. May there never be a woman in my house with more intelligence than she deserves. Cunning Aphrodite, the goddess of night vices, plots her schemes through those clever ones. They hatch their wicked plots indoors and send their servants to deliver them. Just like that, you come to entice me into the sacred bed of my father. How could I be such a traitor, when even the sound of such things disgusts me? I'll tell you the truth, my piety has saved you, woman. If you had not caught me off guard and snared me into swearing an oath, I would tell this whole story to my father. But as things are, while he's away, I'll leave the palace and hold my tongue. But when he returns, I'll keep an eye on how you look at him, you and your mistress. Whether you cringe in shame or hide your wicked schemes and smiles. Damn all you women! I shall never stop hating you!
A woman's fate is luckless, ill-starred. What craft do we have, what words can we speak, that can undo the noose, once we have faltered? I have received what I deserve. How shall I escape what has happened? How can I hide the painful fact of my mistake, my friends?
All is over, mistress. The designs of your nurse have failed. All is lost.
You base, degenerate woman, a plague to your friends. See what you've done to me. May Father Zeus obliterate you root and branch with his thunderbolt. Didn't I guess your purpose? Didn't I warn you to say nothing of these things? These things that now disgrace me? But you couldn't bear to keep a secret, could you? And so I shall die in dishonor. I need a new plan, because Hippolytus, incensed as he is, will repeat to his father all your repugnant words, and my name will be slandered across the whole land. Damn you, damn everyone who forces her unwanted, dishonorable help upon a friend.
Mistress, to be sure, you can find fault with the troubles I have caused you, for the sting of them controls your reason. But if you'll listen, I can speak in my defense. I raised you from a child. I want nothing in life but your happiness. I tried to remedy your troubles. Instead, I only made them worse. But if I had succeeded, you would have thought me wise, for we're wise or foolish depending on the outcome of our actions.
What? First you stab me in the heart, then try to placate me with words?
We are wasting words. I admit I went too far. But even now, my child, you can escape with your life.
No, no more schemes. Your advice was evil, your intentions and actions evil. Get out and fend for yourself. I myself will set my life right. Women of Troezen, grant me this one request. Never make known what you have heard and witnessed here.
I swear by Artemis, Zeus's pure daughter, I shall never reveal a word of any of this.
We swear by Artemis never to reveal a word.
Thank you. One more thing. I see a way to remedy my troubles, so that I may bequeath to my sons an honourable future, and save as much as I can of my own name. I shall never disgrace my Cretan home, nor shall I face Theseus in shame, all to save a single life.
What can you do now to fix your ruined life?
I can die, but the way I die is my choice.
Don't even say it!
I'm through listening to advice. Today, when I have taken my own life, Aphrodite shall rejoice, for I have been her sacrifice, a victim of her hateful passion. But I will not be the only one to perish. Someone else will learn not to bask in arrogant glory at my misery. He will suffer with me, and know that fanatical chastity can destroy as surely as unbridled passion.
Hide me in some deep cavern, O gods. Make me a long-winged bird within a flying flock. Then I would soar above the sea swell, to the Adriatic shore and the waters of Euripides, where luckless girls, grieving for Phaethon, shed amber tears into the deep blue waves. I would go my way to the apple-bearing shore of the Hesperides, golden-voiced nymphs. There the old sea lord forbids all sailors further passage, and has fixed the limits of the sky, which Atlas carries on his shoulders. There divine springs flow past the place where Zeus lay, and sacred earth lavishes the gods with endless gifts. O Cretan ship, with your white-winged sails, you ferried your sovereign's daughter, now our queen, through the storming, foaming sea, from her blessed home, to a festive wedding and a sombre life. Evil omens appeared both when she left her glorious homeland and when she reached the shores of Athens. Now Phaedra's mind is plagued by divine, unholy passion, tossed about and drowning in this disease. So, from the beams of her bridal bed, shameful of her bitter fate, she will hang the blankets fashioned into a noose, fitting it to her lovely white neck, choosing the glory of a good name, which rids her of her torturous desire.
Help! Help! Anyone who hears me! The queen! Theseus' wife! My lady is hanging!
It is finished. Our queen is dead.
Hurry! Fetch a sharp blade and cut her down.
Friends, what should we do? Shall we go inside and free Our Lady from the noose?
Is that wise? Aren't there plenty of men servants in the palace? It's dangerous to interfere.
Let her poor body lie straight. What horrible news awaits my lord on his return?
It's true, then. She is truly gone. Our poor, sweet lady. They are laying out her corpse even now.
Women, what is the cause of all this shouting? I heard it from far off. No one has opened the gates to receive me properly, even though I come from sacred Delphi. Not Pythias, not that good old king. Has time finally struck him down? He's old, very old, I know. But what a blow it would be to return and find him gone.
Theseus, it's not the old who have died in their time, but the young who are gone too soon.
No, not one of my sons.
They live, but their mother is dead.
What? My wife? Dead? How? How did she die?
Hanged by a noose of her own making.
But why? What anguish tormented her so? Loneliness?
This is all we know. We only just arrived, just in time to hear the awful news.
Why then should my head be crowned in leaves? This is what the gods grant me for my piousness? Throw open the doors. Let me see my wife, who has taken my life with hers.
What have you done, wretched, pitiful woman? Such a deed brings this house to ruin. What torment wrestled within you, that by your own hand you threw your life away? What brought this blackness into your heart?
Sweet wife, what words can name your fate? You have flown away from me like a wild bird, plummeting in one swift gust to darkest oblivion. The vengeance of the gods has come home to me for the sins of some long-forgotten ancestor.
Sire, you are not all alone in this. Many a man has lost a true wife.
Lay me underground. Let the dark earth swallow me, miserable man that I am. Bereft of your sweet voice, you have destroyed me, Phaedra, even more than yourself. Will I ever know how death stole into your heart? Can anyone here tell me exactly what has happened? or do I shelter a rabble of mute idiots? What's this? This letter hanging from her hand? Will it tell me what I long to know? Her last words to me, of us and our children? Rest, rest, sweet Phaedra. No woman shall ever take your place in our bed. Here is her seal. She smiles at me through it. Let me open and read.
What fresh disaster has the god sent to follow the first? I see even more evil on the way. Pity our great King Theseus, pity him! O kindly fate, if it is at all possible, spare this house!
Oh, horrible, horrible, horrible.
What is it, your majesty? If I may hear it, speak.
I cannot speak it, though her writing cries aloud at me, shrieks with horror. How shall I ever escape the weight of my misfortunes? I am destroyed, utterly destroyed. I am no one, nothing any more.
Ah, such wild words! What terror do they reveal?
No, agonizing as these words are to utter, yet the gates of my lips will hold them back no more. O my city, hear me. Hippolytus has raped my wife, the queen, in broad daylight, polluting the holy eye of Zeus. Hear me, Poseidon, my father. You have promised me 3 curses. If your promise was true, use the first to slay Hippolytus. Let him not live out this day.
By the gods, I beg you, Lord, take back your curse. You will soon learn how very wrong you are. Take my advice.
No, never. And even more, I banish him from all my realms. He shall fall by one of 2 great fates. Either Poseidon shall send him swiftly to the house of death, or, wandering outcast over foreign soil, he shall drain to the dregs a life of misery.
See, here comes Hippolytus, just in time. Shake off this cruel rage, O king. Do what is best for your house.
Father, I heard you cry, and I've come to help you. What happened? No, not the queen. Dead? I can't believe it. I left her only a while ago looking on the light of day. How did this happen? How did she die? Tell me, Father. Why are you silent? Silence has no power to banish sorrow. You should not hide your suffering from friends, much less from family.
Foolish race of men, blindly striving. You discover numberless arts and invent all manner of things. But one thing you've neither reached for nor understood: how to make fools wise.
I agree completely. But why this subtle talk? It seems your sorrows have made your tongue run wild.
Oh, if only Zeus had given us here below some test of love, some sifting of the soul, to tell the false from the true, or that each man should have 2 voices, one true and right, the other as chance would have it, so that the voice that spoke lies would be convicted by the true man's voice, and none would ever be deceived.
Why are you saying this? Has some false friend of yours whispered slanders in your ear? Do I stand accused before you, though perfectly innocent? I am amazed that you utter such senseless words.
Oh, the heart of man, how far will it go? Is there no limit to its audacity? Look at this man, my own son, sprung from my very loins. He has violated my wife, and by her own lifeless hand stands here convicted of this evil. No, don't hide your face. Look into your father's eyes again. They're already polluted from looking at you. Companion of the gods, are you? Virgin pure, are you? Untouched by evil? Say all you want, I'll never believe you. The gods are not so foolish. Boast that you eat no meat, that you have been initiated into mystic rites. But I have found you out. Listen, all of you. Beware this man and those like him. They drone on and on about their holiness, but plot wicked deeds. She is dead. Do you think this will save you? No, it serves to convict you. What oaths, what arguments can refute her dead body and win your acquittal? Will you claim she hated you, that the bastard is always thought the enemy of the true-born? You really think she would trade her own life, the thing most precious to her, merely to satisfy her hatred for you? But why should I consider any argument of yours, when the witness most reliable, her lifeless body, lies right here? Therefore, hear my solemn decree. I banish you from this land of Troyzen, and from the god-built city of Athens, and from any land ruled by my spear.
Father, the fury of your heart is terrible. Yet though you think your argument is unshakable, if all this matter were examined closely, your words would not persuade. I have no skill to speak before a crowd. I converse best with a few friends. Yet since you have accused me so unjustly, I must speak out in my defense. Though you deny it, there is no man upon this sunlit earth more chaste than I. By one thing I'm untouched, the very thing of which you think you have convicted me. To this very moment my body is unpolluted by sex. I know nothing of the act but by hearsay and in paintings, which I don't care to look at, since my soul is pure. But say you don't believe my chastity. Show me then how I was corrupted. Was she more beautiful than any other woman? Did I hope by taking a queen for a mistress that I would rise to the throne? What nonsense! I'm not such a fool. I want nothing of kingly power which corrupts even the most virtuous. My only ambition is to win first prize in the Hellenic Games. One more point. If I had a witness to my character, if I pleaded my case while she was still alive, and if you investigated this matter carefully, you would discover who is really the guilty one. As things stand, I swear by Zeus, the god of oaths, and by the earth beneath me, I never touched your wife, never wished to, never even thought of it. May I perish with no name or reputation, homeless, exiled. May neither sea nor earth receive my lifeless body if I'm guilty. What fear made her take her life, I cannot say. But she died with virtue, though she wasn't virtuous. I, who am virtuous, have only hurt myself in practicing it.
Your great oath in the name of Zeus is enough to rebut the charge.
Isn't he the charlatan and spellcaster? Confident his cool conniving will tame my anger, the righteous anger of his dishonored father.
I marvel at you, father. If I were your father and you were my son, and if you had dared to touch my wife, I wouldn't have banished you. I'd have killed you.
Swift death is bliss to men in misery. Far off, friendless forever, amid strange cities, you shall drain to the last the dregs of pain.
What will you do? Banish me now, and not even wait for time to prove me innocent?
Yes, if I could, I would drive you beyond the edges of the earth, past the Black Sea, the pillars of Heracles, if I had the power. So much do I hate you.
Will you dismiss my oath and sworn testimony? Dismiss the oracles interpreted by prophets? Will you banish me without a trial?
This letter here is your trial, more than any foolish oracle.
Oh, great gods! Why don't I open my mouth and save myself, seeing that you are killing me through the very piety I show you? No, it's no use. I wouldn't convince my father, and I would break the oath I swore for nothing.
Oh, I'm sick to death with your false piety. Get out. Get out of this land. Go.
Go? Where shall I go? Who will take me in?
Whoever entertains seducers of their wives and plotters of evil in their homes.
If only this house could speak for me, and bear witness whether I am base or not.
Go ahead. Take refuge in mute witnesses, while the silent facts convict you.
Oh, if I could only stand aside to see my face so I can weep for the anguish I suffer!
You are more well practiced in regarding yourself than in respecting your parents.
Oh, my unhappy mother! Oh, my shameful birth! May no one I love ever live the life of a bastard!
Guards, drag him from my presence. Or didn't you hear me proclaim him exiled?
If any of you touch me, you'll regret it! You do it. You carry me from this land, if you have the heart.
I will, if you disobey my command. My heart is not moved to pity by your exile.
My fate, it seems, is fixed. How cursed I am who know the truth but cannot reveal it. Daughter of Leto, dearest of all the gods to me, you are with me when I hunt, you are with me when I rest. Now I will never return to glorious Athens, and I am exiled even from Troezen and the land of Erectheus. Troezen, what joy you brought to a growing boy! Goodbye. I look on you and speak to you for the last time. Come, my Troezenian friends, bid me farewell and speed me to the frontier. You will never know a man more innocent in every way than I, even though my father doesn't think so.
Believing that the gods care for us soothes my mind. But when I begin to doubt and wish to know for certain, what I see in people's lives shows just the opposite. One thing after another, our lives are thrown this way and that, perpetually trembling. Oh, if only the gods would hear my prayers, grant my requests. Sweet prosperity, and a heart that never knows sorrow, with a mind neither stubborn nor false, but pliant and adaptable to everyday's needs. May I know happiness all my life.
But now my mind is disturbed.
I'm seeing things I never dreamed would be. A raging father has driven Athens' brightest star far from his homeland, far from the sands of the city shore, far from the mountain forests where he and his swift hounds, guided by divine Artemis, pursued and slew wild beasts. Hippolytus, you'll never again race your fiery team of Venetian stallions. The music of the lyre, that never slept in your father's house, shall cease. The shaded green meadows where Artemis sleeps will no longer be filled with your garlands of wildflowers. Because of your exile, maidens will no longer battle to be your bride. And my fast-flowing tears for you shall never end. O unhappy mother, giving birth to him was all in vain. Oh, you gods, you infuriate me! Oh, Graces, why do you drive him from his father's house and lands, this poor man, guilty of no crime?
Look, I see a servant of Hippolytus, breathless, horror-struck, rushing toward the house.
Women, where must I go to find King Theseus? Is he here? Speak!
Here he comes now, out of the palace.
O king, I bring grave news to you and all the citizens of Troezen and Athens.
What is it? Has some disaster struck these neighboring cities?
Hippolytus is near death. His life hangs on by a slender thread.
How? Some outraged husband whose wife he ravished?
His own team of horses, gone wild, destroyed him. And the curse you prayed your sea lord father called down upon him.
Poseidon, you heard my prayer. You truly are my father, after all. How did he die? Tell me, how did the hammer of justice come down on him for dishonoring me?
We were grooming the horses near the wave-beaten shore, and weeping at our task, because word had come that Hippolytus would no longer walk this land, that you had cast him into exile. Then he came, his voice trembling with the news, joined us at the shore, and a countless throng of friends came alongside. After some time had passed, he stopped his sobbing, and said, "Why do I carry on like this? I must obey my father's command. Men, yoke my horses to the chariot. Troezen is no longer my city." Thereupon every man worked in haste, and more quickly than one could describe, we set the horses in their gear beside their master. He took the reins from the chariot rail and set his feet into place. First he spread his hands palms upwards in prayer to the gods, and said, "O Zeus, may I no longer live if I am guilty. But whether I am dead or look on the light, may my father come to know that he has done me wrong." So saying, he took the whip into his hand, and cracked it against the horse's flanks. We servants trotted beside the chariot, even with the reins, along the road to Argos and Epidaurus. When we struck deserted country, there is a headland beyond our territory, lying out towards what is at that point the Saronic Gulf. There a great noise in the earth, like Zeus thundering, roared mightily. It made one shudder to hear it. The horses pricked up their ears, and all the men were taken with a violent fear, wondering where this sound came from. When we turned our eyes to the sea-beaten beach, we saw an unearthly wave, its peak fixed in the heavens, so great that we could not see Skiron's coast, and the isthmus and Asclepius rock as well were hidden from view. And then, as the sea surge swelled with massive foam, it came toward the shore, heading straight for the chariot. When it peaked, the wave threw up a monstrous, savage bull. It bellowed fiercely, and the whole land echoed its ear-shattering roar. To look upon it was more than our eyes could bear. At this, the horses panicked. My master, long skilled in the ways of horses, seized the reins in his hands and pulled, as a sailor pulls an oar, letting his body hang backwards from the straps. But the horses took the fire-forged bit in their teeth and carried him against his will, taking no notice of the harness or the weight of the chariot. Whenever he tried to steer the horses towards softer ground, the bull appeared before them to turn them back, maddening them with fear. But if in their frenzy they rushed toward the rocks, the bull came galloping beside the chariot until finally it upset and capsized it, smashing the wheel rims on a rock. Then all was confusion. Wheel hubs and axle pins leapt in the air. Hippolytus, tangled in the reins, was dragged along, his head smashing against the rocks, his flesh tearing, while he cried out words terrible to hear. "Stop, horses! I raised you in my own stables! Stop! Don't drag me to my death! Oh, my father's curse! Help me! Will no man come to save me? I am innocent!" Many of us tried, but we could not keep pace with the chariot. Somehow he came loose from the reins and fell to the ground, with scarcely any breath still in him. The horses vanished somewhere in the rocky ground, and so did the monstrous bull. My lord, I know I am only a slave in your house, but I shall never believe your son is guilty, not even if the whole female sex should hang themselves and use every pine tree on Mount Ida to write their suicide notes. I know he is a good man.
Ah, new disaster has come to pass. There's no escape from destiny and fate.
My hatred for him at first filled me with joy to hear your story, but now, fearing the gods and pitying him, my son after all, your story no longer pleases me, although I cannot grieve either.
What shall we do now? Shall we bring him here to you? Consider it seriously, my lord. If you'll take my advice, you won't deal harshly with your dying son.
Yes, bring him to me, so I can look him in the face, this man who denies he raped my wife. My words and his impending fate will prove him a liar.
Aphrodite, you capture the unbending hearts of the gods and of men, and with you, surrounding you with his brilliant plumage, is Eros, desire, with his huge and swift wings. He flies over all the earth and over the loud roaring salt sea. He bewitches whoever and whatever he targets with a frenzied passion, the beasts of the mountains, the fish of the sea, what the earth brings forth, what the blazing sun warms, likewise all mortals. Aphrodite, you have power over all these.
Hear me, high-born son of Aegis. Hear the words of Artemis, the daughter of Leto. How can you take joy in these things, you despicable man? You're a shameful murderer of your own son, deluded by your wife's lies. But the ruin you have caused is all too true. Go, hide yourself in shame within the bowels of the earth, or change into a bird and fly from the pain that awaits you. There is no room for you any more among good men. Theseus, listen while I tell you the depths of your wretched state. This does me no good, and will only make you suffer more. But this is why I have come, to prove your son is innocent, so that he may die with his good name. Make plain, too, the maddened frenzy of your wife, and even her nobility and virtue. She was stung by Aphrodite with lust for your son. She tried to contain her moist aching through will alone, and her nurse, unwittingly, destroyed her. This nurse first swore Hippolytus to secrecy, and then confessed Phaedra's passion for him. Rightly, he did not fall in with her desires, nor did he ever break his oath, noble man that he is, no matter how fiercely you reviled him. Phaedra, fearing her dark secret would be revealed, wrote the lies that sparked your rage to kill your son. Does that sting, Theseus? Then be quiet so you can hear and suffer more. You were given the gift of 3 curses by your father, sure of their fulfillment. You used the first one against your son, a curse better used against an enemy. Your father, Sea Lord Poseidon, honor bound, made good his promise. But you debased yourself in his eyes and mine. You did not wait for any proof or confirmation, no prophet's words, not even the time to investigate. No, you instantly lashed out with this curse and killed your son.
Oh, goddess, let me die.
No, Theseus. You have done dreadful things, but in spite of this, you may still be pardoned from them. Aphrodite, seeking vengeance, made all this happen, and such is the custom of the gods. None of us will cross the will of another. We all stand aside. You can be sure that if I did not fear the anger of Zeus, I would never have allowed the man I love most among mortals to die. You are guilty of ignorance, not evil. Phaedra's suicide blinded you even from pursuing the truth. You bear the brunt of this calamity, but I grieve as well. Gods never joy in the death of their devotees, but we destroy the wicked, children, house, and all.
Look, he approaches, head and body battered and broken. A double agony sent from the gods rattles the walls of this house.
Gently, men, gently. Handle my mangled body gently. You, on my right side, let me lean on you lightly. You see me here, Zeus, the victim of my father's curse. I will live my life chaste, purer than any man on earth, and now I go to my death. What good has been all my piety? Where are the fruits of all my sacred devotion now? Stop! Let me rest! Ah! My demon horses! I fed you from my own hand, raised you from birth, and you have destroyed me, dragged me to my death. Why me? Why did this happen to me, who am innocent of any sin? It must be that I'm paying for the blood guilt of a distant ancestor. A most unjust penalty! What more can I say in my defense? It's too late. Too late. Oh, this agony is unbearable. Ah! Have mercy upon me. Run me through with a spear and bring me a healing death.
Poor man, what a miserable fate was yours. Your own noble nature ruined you.
Ah, heavenly fragrance, you soothe my pain. Divine Artemis is here.
She is, poor soul, the deity most dear to you.
Do you see me here, my lady, at the gates of death?
Yes, and I would weep for you, if only gods could weep.
You are losing your hunter and your servant.
You die, but my love for you is eternal.
Who will raise your horses and honor your shrine?
No one. Aphrodite's malicious fury brought you down.
So this is the deity who destroyed me.
Your chastity incensed her. You scorned her, and she retaliated.
I see her vengeance has destroyed 3 of us.
Yes, 3. Your father, his queen, and you.
Now I pity my poor father.
Aphrodite trapped him in her net.
Father, how much you must be suffering.
My life is over, son. All joy is gone.
I pity you more than myself. Your mistake will never leave you.
If only I could die in your place.
Poseidon's gifts. What bitter poison they were to you.
If only that curse had never left my lips.
You still would have killed me. You were so angry.
Yes. A divine power blinded me.
If only mortals could curse the gods.
Hush. Let go of your anger, child. Though the underworld gloom will soon cover you, I will avenge you. I will take down the mortal whom Aphrodite loves best with this very bow of mine. But you will be honored in this land of Troezen forever. Virgins before their marriage will cut their hair for you, and for centuries your memory will harvest their copious tears. Those girls will sing forever of the love that Phaedra had for you. Now, Theseus, embrace your son, draw him near. You acted blindly and rashly, controlled by divine power. Hippolytus, I tell you, don't hate your father. It was your fate to die this way. And now I leave you, for gods cannot look upon the dead, or stain ourselves with sight of dying breath, which you are fast approaching. Farewell.
Farewell, Divine One. How easily you take your leave of me, your long-time lover. Yet I still obey you as I always have. I forgive you, Father. Oh, my eyes go dark. Father, take me up. Lay my body straight.
My son, what are you doing to me?
I see the great gates open.
Will you leave me with blood-soaked hands?
No, never. You didn't murder me. You're innocent.
You're setting me free of murder?
Yes, by the virgin goddess I adore.
Now I see how noble you are, my son.
Pray then that your true-born sons may fill my place.
Must I lose you now, just when I know you best?
Goodbye, my father. May you once again have joy in life.
Don't leave me yet. Stay with me just a little longer. Fight for your life.
My fighting's done, Father. I am gone.
Oh, mighty Athens, what a great man you have lost today. I am the most miserable of men. Aphrodite, I will never forget the anguish you have brought me.
This abrupt and startling disaster has devastated every citizen of this land. Our tears will flow for countless years, for the sorrowful tales of the great and mighty move us most.